You have a link? Oh, here they are. I got it. All right, fine. Here, we'll do this real quick. Where's my monitor? Here we go. Patch notes. Yeah, we'll do patch notes and then probably one more coaching, and then I'm gonna go eat some Subway or something. All right, welcome to patch 8.5. This is an itty bitty patch. Ooh, that's nice. This champion, honestly, I am so. Is it bad? Like, I guess I should look at this champion when I can. Kaiza or whatever. Is this like a Nazi thing? Like, what is that? Kaiza? It sounds like a Nazi thing. I haven't even looked at it. Honestly, I'm at the point in my league career where I don't even want to look at champions yet. Because I just, yeah, I agree that, yeah, I just think that the champions that they have need to be balanced better. This shit, it's actually getting to the point where I'm not excited about champions. Can I just put that on the record? I don't want to see new champions. I have like no desire to see champions at all. Like this type of shit is just proving more and more they can literally rework shitty champions now. That's it. That's all they have to do. Just slow it down. Because we're not doing a good enough job balancing current champions. There's so many champions that are useless, like actually useless, that aren't viable to play like competitively at all. Like not even as like a solo queue pick. That's not acceptable. Anyways, I don't care about that. Azir nerf again. We're basically just doing this thing where we make Azir like super viable and then nerf him to oblivion again. It's a slow, gradual process, but it's getting to that point where he's going to be useless. He's already not that great. He has a strong lane phase, okay late game, and taking away that lane phase, and you know he's super immobile. He has no way to roam and leave his lane. Like, I don't agree. Like I think well, it's not that I don't agree. It's just it is what it is. This is the cycle that's happening right now. The Azir's probably gonna get nerfed again here in a couple patches, to where you can't pick him anymore. Galio. Galio is basically a S tier mid right now. For competitive and for solo queue, in my opinion. He is the one that pretty much anybody that plays mid seriously looks at as a pick into anything, any and everything. And obviously in both environments, just being able to impact the map and wave clear, very similar to the TF struggle. It's a tough one to balance, so I think these nerfs make sense. He also has, I would argue, he has a little bit more versatility than Twisted Fate. In that he can basically nullify any lane with very, very little interaction. So I completely understand the nerf, and it's not a very substantial one. I mean, it's a nerf, but it's not like a huge nerf to Galio. He's still gonna be viable. Jhin. Jhin's a weird champion to me because I haven't really felt like Jhin's been an S tier, like a top tier ADC in forever. So I think that he's one of those champions where I feel like you can justify buffing him a lot more. Mainly just because I feel like there's so many ADCs that have been around forever that just he doesn't really bully them out too hard, and he doesn't really close out games very reliably because he has a tough time smacking on towers, and he's not an easy champion to team fight with. So I love you, Oryx. So I totally understand buffing him, and I think, champions like Twitch, who have been viable in solo queue since like the dawn of time, this type of balancing is welcome, because I really want to see more versatility or just different shit happening in the bot lane that you can reliably pick. So there's a lot of buffs here. Damage to the passive. Damage is up on the Q, and now Deadly Flourish roots the first champion hit if they were recently hit by any damage from Jhin allies or standing in a Lotus Trap. So, yeah. any damage from Jhin or his allies. Pretty cool. Nocturne, passive healing increased. This is a Volibear-esque similar buff where Riot looks at Nocturne and goes, not a champion that anybody fucking plays. So let's give him some love. Let's give him some healing, some more healing early. Let's give him a little bit of cooldown refresh on his passive. Let's give some more missile speed to Q. And let's give W... if Shroud of Darkness is active when Nocturne recasts Paranoia to dash to a target, it'll stay active until Nocturne reaches his target. Let's give him that. And let's give him a longer recast duration on his aura. This is literally a win rate buff from Riot. They just, I'm telling you, they just look at the win rate and they go, play rate. Nah, we'll up that shit. Up it. Tweak the knobs a little bit. This is a lot of bit, actually. This might bring Nocturne into Volibear level of scariness. Gafardo, thanks for gifting. Oryx, you mod very well, dude. Olaf, is E cooldown is decreased, E total attack damage ratio increased, R flat bonus attack damage decreased, R damage now scales with total attack damage. Olaf falls pretty flat as matches drag on. Agree. Upping his scaling to help aggro Olaf players keep their blood pumping in the later stages of game. This is a late game. I mean, they just said it, right? This is a late game buff, basically designed to make Olaf not fall as hard as he does. I mean, he's still gonna be a weak champion late game. He's not gonna be as weak. Olaf historically been a champion. You play for the early game, whether in lane or jungle. You get that lead going quick, fast, knock down towers, and dive motherfuckers. And if you can do that quickly, effectively, and end the game, then you go next, right? As Oryx would say. Now, if you have the buff with Olaf's late game, you don't feel so fucking useless when late game hits. If your dives weren't super clean and smooth like they would be in like pro play. Yeah, he plummets off after level 9. Agree. Rengar, ferocity falls off more slowly. Q base damage increased. Q damage ratio increased at early ranks. Our changes to Rengar last patch were focused on reintroducing Savagery's attack reset. Let's see. With those deep behavioral changes locked in, we're taking 8.5 to assess some of the power concerns and field-based oddities that emerge as a result. Hold on, got a cough. Let's see here. Ferocity fall off timer is longer. Lockout on full ferocity. Only the spell use gain full ferocity is locked out. Lockout duration for Q and E, 0.1 seconds. Base damage is up. Total attack damage is up at max rank as Q. Fix the bug of empower Savagery's attack slightly faster than regular Savagery. Cool. Ebola strike. Ebola strike. If Rengar presses Q or W during a Bola Strike's cast time, he'll now buffer those spells and cast them when Bola Strike completes. Makes sense. R, Thrill to Hunt. Rengar's true vision now lingers on his target until the leap completes, rather than when the leap starts. That's actually a pretty significant change on that, just for Invis champs. It's kind of cool. Fix a bug T-Mat, cause Rengar's basic attacks use Savagery animation. I mean, this sounds like... yeah, this sounds like we're really trying to make Rengar viable. I can't help but feel like when I look through changes like this, it's like you can literally see Riot just like tunnel. You know how people tunnel on kills? It's like you can see, like previous patches, they start changing Rengar up. It's like you can see Riot just sitting in a room or something being like, you guys ready to make Rengar like top tier for a bit? Yeah, let's do it. And they just keep going, you know what I mean? With the buffs and changes until he is. And that's how I feel with this. Because they'd already given him a pretty nice change. It's crazy to me. E damage increased for Ryze at early ranks. E spread damage decreased. Cooldown increased on R. Compared to other mages, good way to clear Ryze's method is one of the more difficult to get right. Mistiming spell flux against a low health minion off means you lose out on the spread and last hit, making the gap between high and low tier Ryze is particularly stark. Who fucking cares, Riot? Given that Ryze has been popping off in pro again despite questionable performances on live server, making Ryze's wave clear easier to access in the early game. Who cares? Like, I mean, it's good, but like, that's what I feel like. I feel like he should be hard to access. Like, I don't know, man. This is like, this is one of those things where you're gonna make it so that he's played more often, and he's not a fun champion to play against. And he shouldn't be easy to execute. He's already bullshit when he gets ahead. He's already a bullshit champion when he gets ahead. It's a point-click champ. These types of champions are always a pain point, I think. Because these types of champions, shit like this, shit like fucking Warwick, is what I hate. I don't know, man. I don't like this change. I don't like the direction of it. It may not make Ryze broken in solo queue or anything, but I don't like the philosophy behind it. I don't like the, well, the League of Legends retards can't handle it, so we gotta make it so when the retards are playing them, the retards don't feel like they're quite so retarded. Is that cool? Yeah, that's great. I don't like that line of balancing. I don't like that when Riot sees executions of shit as difficult, they go, oh, let's make it easier for them. I don't know. Attack damage growth. Last patch toned down Shyvana's scaling. Attack damage Q. Compensate. Turns out these are too much combined. Yeah, this is a win rate change. That's just trying to tweak her a little bit more. They don't like how far she's fallen off of those changes from previous patch. So few people play Skarner. It took a while for us to notice how strong the patch changes have made him. Now it's on our radar. We're splitting the difference between fractures pre and post 8.1 stun duration, put him in a less oppressive spot. Yeah, this is one of those champions a lot of people have been abusing him to climb with right now, and a lot of people in high elo have been bitching about Skarner being busted. So like, basically Riot explained it themselves. They're just trying to tone him back. He's actually a high elo. He's a good pick right now. And he will stay a good pick. This will not this will not kill him yet. Swain, Q cooldown decreased at early ranks. W radius increased. E radius increased. Champions no longer block demon flare missiles. This is a lot of love to Swain. Radius is far. More far. Did I say far? That's kind of weird. Death's Hand cooldown is lower. Oh, that's a pretty low. Wow, that's a really low cooldown. Early level for Q. Vision is farther. Increased to match visuals from 70 to 100. Never move. But never move is starting to return its frame too slowly. Demonic Flare. Or Demon Flare now passes through champions. Effect like Yasuo's E wind wall. Still block the portion of the Nova they intercept. Cool. I think about this. I think Swain is a champion who really the rework was not kind to. I think that Swain went from being like a pro level solo queue stomper to a, well, honestly, even old Swain wasn't doing that hot in solo queue in these new patches or anything, but new Swain was just ass. So I think this is justified. This is very significant. This is a very significant buff across the board, though. This is like, this might be the tipping point, I think, for Swain, where you actually will start seeing him tear shit up. I don't know to what extent, because I haven't really played much of him, but he's definitely been a type of champion right now who just seems super, super weak. So, I think this makes sense. This might be a little much, though. Tristana, attack range decrease, especially at early ranks. We have base or W base damage increase. Tristana's early game strength allows her to coast too easily to late games, giving a notable lane weakness, lower range, while giving her a success case. All ins. Base stats are down, rocket jump, base damage is up. This is... Fuck Tristana. I don't know why they give her this. I know why they're giving her this, but fuck Tristana in general. Let her fucking do the same damage on rocket jump, and I'm pretty sure she'll still be fine. Like, yeah. Why do they like this champion so much? Like, why? Like, why? It's so stupid. It's like they don't play their own game. You understand? Why do they like this champion? Oh, look. Here's my Twitch cosplay. You ready, guys? You ready? Here's my cosplay. It's me! I was hiding again! You thought I was gone. Hilarious. Hee hee. Fuck out of here. Fuck this champion, dude. Like, I hate him. I hate him in solo queue. I hate how strong he is. I hate how he's like disproportionately stronger than like all champion. Like you play him in jungle for some reason and you could just run around and snowball the game and then 1v9. I hate it because it goes against it like there. I don't think that a champion that's invisible who can 100-0 from stealth from range is fun to play against or interesting at all. I think it's just some bullshit that only really is stopped in competitive play, and that's why you never see him in competitive play except very rarely, is because it's fucking AIDS to play against. It snowballs off your team. There's nothing that, like, unless your entire team is experienced against this champion, you can't play against them. It's fucking annoying. Anyways, fuck that. Clown music to you. You suck, Riot. That's stop. This champion needs to go. Releasing Kaiser or whatever that German shit is. Remove this and then I feel better about the release of the new champion. I hate him. I can't stand that design. That's so bad. Akali's like right there with him, but I think he edges it out because I just hate the design so much. E knockback duration decrease, changes Volibear, giving the ability to disrupt mobility, allowing me to get a better chance to stick to targets. However, the long duration is just making it too consistent. Primary initiation or disengage tool. Again, this is just so weird to me. It's so weird how they like pick and choose. They Volibear has been shit for like ever. Like, you understand? He's been like, just fucking garbage for so long. And they finally give him love to where he's, like, picked and, like, contested. And it's just like, knock him down, dude. Knock him down. Get him back. Just take him back away. So weird. Lots of changes to Zoe. Now that we've taken Zoe's impressive strengths, look to put power back in their kit, or her kid. Her kid, Riot? Put it back in her kid, dude. She's only 14 and she's got a kid. We're decoupling Q Paddlestar from more sparkles, but buffing his base damage ratio, giving it own per level scaling. We're upping Zoe's basic attack range to spell Thief's damage to incentivize her stick around after landing Paddlestar. This pushes Zoe to stay in threat range for a bit longer to hit her full damage output, giving opponents more of a chance to fire back in return. Should have just left her. Should just leave her alone and just redesign her. Seriously, this is. I mean, but here's the thing. I think that this is a fail. I think this is a failed design. Like, I think it's a failed design because we've already proven that, like, as a champion, this is not fun. This is not a fun experience. No one wants to play against it. I mean, to be fair, this coming from the guy that abused the shit out of AP Nidalee. I mean, I abused the shit out of it when I first started playing. Like, season 4 or whatever, I was a monster on it. And I will say it right now. It was fun for me, but I know for a fact that it is not fun to play against. And honestly, I may be biased here, but I'd rather play against AP Nidalee than play against this shit. You know? At least with AP Nidalee, like, pre-6 lane phase was shitty. It was, like, really shitty and abusable. You couldn't do anything. And she had no CC. So you could literally say, just dodge spear. Damage was high for sure, but it's like dodge spear, she doesn't do anything, and she has no CC. AP Nidalee now would get clicked on by Warwick, or Kane, or a slew of other bullshit. But this champion gets asleep. I don't know. I just say undo it. Go next champion. I don't know if Orcs is still here. But yeah, redesign that shit. Scion, fix the bug that made Roar of Slayer pass through damage radius much wider than intended. Jungle monsters launched by the Roar of Slayer now properly damage enemy champions. Cool, I guess. Banner of Command. We knew going into the last patch we need to watch our changes ahead of Baron closely. Baron plus Banner Siege minions still deal more damage to turrets than they did in 8.3, but lesser to an extent than they did. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Cinderhulk, bonus health multiplier decrease. Percent bonus health modifier is down. As the meta has grown more favorable to tanks, jungle tanks, Cinderhulk's gaining popularity to the point where non-tanks like Jack's picking it up. Yep, I agree. Good choice, Rito. Hextech GLP 800. Damage is up. GLP is unappealing to everyone right now, so upping the damage. Its damage nerfs make GLP a more enticing option. That makes sense. Slow, yeah. And then the damage is up. Okay. Warmogs. The ability to poke, trade, and harass champions before forcing a fight is critical to many champions' play patterns, not to mention the whole laning phase. When poke doesn't stick, champions who rely on whittling down opponents are unable to set up favorable fights. On the whole, this discourages them from interacting with the enemy. Altogether, the Warmog's heart passive is currently forcing the passivity too early in the game, and specifically at too low of an investment. We want champions to be able to opt into resisting poke patterns, but it should take more durability and investment than just Warmog's armor to do so. Okay. Damage to melee minions increase. Removal of bonus damage to minions has left some champions struggle the last hit under tower. Damage to melee minions is 45% melee maximum health. The turret item tooltip for damage dealt incorrectly listed at 45. That is now correct. Jungle objectives. Cloud Drake buff. The Cloud Drake has always been a good for pick-based composition who want to catch opponents out of positions, but not as appealing for other comps. We're shifting the movement speed to have both in and out of combat applications, so more teams find it rewarding to take. Sick. I like that. That's like the only thing I like in this patch. I've been bitching the whole patch. That's kind of cool. I like that one. I agree. Cloud Drake is known as Clown Drake. Yeah. And for a good reason, because no one wanted to take it. And I felt like I was just taking it because I felt like having a Cloud Drake was like, you don't have a dragon. So, that's kind of cool. Yeah, you take it to go next dragon. Exactly. Runes. Domination gives fewer stats than sorcery because the keystones have more raw power. Somebody taking Domination secondary isn't getting a Dominion or Domination Keystone. Did I say Dominion before? I hope I didn't. So they should get a full stat bonus. Ability power is up, attack damage is up. Precision and domination. Press the attack. Damage amp increased at early levels. Last patch we sought to reduce the power press the attack had in laning phase, particularly in duo lanes. We went overboard, so we're returning it to a midpoint. Cool. Fleet footwork. A number of marksmen are using fleet footwork like old warlords bloodlust. Yeah, because you designed all the runes like the old runes. Like, that's what you did. Like, you didn't even design, like, half of the new runes were the old runes. So dumb. They should just say, yeah, we didn't make anything new here, so... yeah. Try to shake it up without actually making anything new. The counter to sustain should be an aggressive lane which can overcome it and all in, but at the moment, the main counter to fleet is fleet, yeah. Which means it's too strong, yeah, just like it was when you had it before. We're weakening that sustain... so that opponents have a better shot at getting a meaningful laning advantage through poke and trades. Cool, how about giving Fleet Footwork some bonus healing off of minions for melee champs so that they can actually use it? Instead of the shit that's in every other lane. How about that? That'd be kind of cool. Instead of just letting it be range abuse only for some reason. Aftershock cooldown increase. When Aftershock activates, you can't kill its user. Then it explodes and they damage you. In theory, you should now fight them in their window of weakness, but that window isn't meaningfully long. Less than a minion wave. Yeah, well, the main reason this is the way it is because the animation of Aftershock is too long. If the aftershock, like the whole experience of like proccing Aftershock and all that wasn't so fucking long, then yeah. Aftershock nerf is welcome. Mana flow banned. Now has a cooldown indicator. Open parties. Okay, loot changes. Don't care. Bug fixes. Don't care. Skins could give no fucks. All right. And that's the patch notes. Yay. Yay.